Hello, Dave Dopp, back with Road to Glory, end of season review for our 2033-2034 season, and it's back. And something I've also noticed, it's back on the menu in the news at the top of the screen. I've just pressed it, but I've got into this now and I can't get back out of it, so I don't know whether they've changed that at all, but it was also available as a news item as normal. I've never seen that on the menu before. Maybe I've missed it. Anyway, let's get on with it. We'll have a look how we went on in our second season in the National League. So here we go, first of all with the new arrivals, and George Walters at the top of the list would have been my star. Tim Russell is showing us the star signing. Yeah, like what it says there, the new arrival. It was a busy season in the transfer market, and it's safe to say there was some good business done in bringing in key new signings who contributed hugely to the season's successes. Yep, George Walters at the top there, 23-year-old striker, and although he tailed off towards the end of the season, if we look at his record, 43 appearances, 36 starts, 7 subs, 22 goals and 4 assists, 7 average rating, 6 player of the matches. Pretty happy with that. He was brought in as a backup striker originally, but I'm very happy with his progress. 3-star, still potential to get better at 4. He's only 23 and we're looking forward to seeing what he can do. But on to the star signing, they're saying Tim Russell, 24-year-old centre-back, came on later in the season, 6.94 average, 23 appearances, 2 goals. The board are delighted with the deal to sign Tim Russell, mainly due to getting the player to agree to a low wage. The board are always happy when players come in on a low wage. What is he on, actually? 500 a week, that's not bad. Some of our players are on 1,000 or more. 4-star, no potential ability increase there. He's under contract for another 2 years. We're looking forward to keeping these players and building on that for next season. Next one, Alex Hockney, one of the young Premier League cast-offs, previous team Luton, 6.92. He was in and out, 20 appearances, 12 subs, 4 goals, 5 assists. Pretty unlucky to find Henderson in his way. Him and Henderson are much the same player. Very happy with that. 4 goals, 5 assists. Dylan Colwell came in during the season on a loan from parent club Sheffield Wednesday. 17 appearances, 6 subs, 4 assists, 6.86. The whole deal looks very good value for money. That's all the board are interested in, how much money. Didn't cost us anything. Yeah, up and down though. Would like to see him improve. His contract expires with Sheffield Wednesday. He's on $550 a week, probably within our realms. I might look at signing Dylan Colwell on a permanent if we can get him. So next one down, another Premier League young player released by Man City. Did want to come initially on a high wage, and then we got him in. He dropped his expectancy and didn't do too badly at all. 32 appearances, quite a regular, 3 goals and 5 assists. Probably played better when we put him on a wing-back role and get him forward. So looking forward to some improvement from Mike King. The worrying thing though is his attributes are going down. Currently 4-star, possibly 5-star. He's a player that's just contracted for another year. We'll have to see if we can get that extended. Get on to the ones that were not so good now. Adam Malachi got him from Bradford City, only a 6.6, 10 appearances, 15 subs. Initially got him as cover for left centre-back, left full-back, 29 years old. Didn't quite live up to expectations. Some games not too bad. His contract actually runs out. We may leave him on a non-contract. We'll see how we go in the transfer market. The latest signing we made, Finlay McAllister, again, 6.6, 27 years old. We got him in as a defensive midfielder, but he can also play right back. He is out of contract, probably not good enough for us. It could be a backup if you'd accept that. He's on as a fringe player, £250 a week, so we may keep him in the squad. And the last one, Scott Butler, 31 years old, after initially playing quite well. Didn't live up to expectations. 7 appearances, 4 subs, 6.52. He is out of contract, so we may let him go. I think I'm going to, rather than look for experienced players like this, look for some younger players with good potential. So those are the players coming in. Going out, Jamie McGee, youngster, played for Cleethorpes, 7 appearances, 27 from the bench. Didn't do too badly, but lower level. Morty Atwood, Exeter, we got 7,000 for him. Again, mainly sub-appearances from him. And the others, Salvatore Florio, 26-year-old centre-back. He's probably not playing for anybody. He's available on a free transfer. Will be a superb signing. Let's have a look at that one, see if we can actually get him then. because he was a good player for us. Yeah, he's not played for anybody. 33 appearances, 6.83. Let's see if we can get Florio back. Let's do that now whilst we're here. He's not interested. That is ridiculous. He's sat around doing nothing since he left us, and you can't sign him. I'm not interested in signing for your club under any circumstances. How ridiculous is that? So, Jordan Fiora, again, good midfielder for us. Another one we couldn't let go would be a practical signing. Probably wouldn't sign for us. Let's have a go. About to sign a player without discussing with their agent. Absolutely no interest in signing. Why? Why do they not come back? I ain't going to bother with it. Romney Critchlow, no, 34-year-old. Sam Fielding, very disappointing. Sam Fielding left us after so long, just up and left after being on a non-contract. Didn't see it out to the end of the season. A great servant to us. Look at all those appearances he made. Getting his highest goal tally in the season just gone. 6, although 4 were from the spot. 508 games, 28 goals. A legend. Sam Fielding, with us from the start of the save. Disappointed in the way it ended. Loans out. Zach Scott at Chorley. Managed 3 goals, 1 assist. Not playing that brilliant. 11 games, 16 from the bench. Oliver Oinson went abroad. Doesn't give you his details there, although he did play for them. They sent him back though, so he can't be that good. And ended up on the bench in the under-18s. Still only 18, so a chance to develop. What does it say? 2.5-star possibility. Contract's probably up. No, he's got another year left. We'll see how he goes in the coming season. So those are the new arrivals. Let's have a look at the season results and first of all catch up on how we finished off the season. In the last video, Boston away where we lost 2-0. We then played Stevenage at home and lost narrowly 2-1. And then 2 wins at the end of the season. Rochdale away was a very good win. Rochdale finished in 3rd position. And you can also see that Boston got promoted through the playoffs as I predicted. And with us finishing 13th, which was some 15 points off the playoffs, 17 points above the drop, so was better than expected by the board. We had a reasonable start to the season. Won our first 2 games and then drew before our first defeat. We had decent spells and bad spells. Nothing much in many of the games. Decent 5-1 win there against Bolton Wanderers, which was very pleasing, seeing as they'd asked me for an interview. We had a good spell there in December. 3 wins and a draw. A defeat to Leyton Orient close. And then another run. 2 wins and 3 draws. So we had good spells. Spells of no wins like that one. 3 losses and 2 draws. Overall, as I say, the proverbial mid-table. Board expectation, attempt to avoid relegation, final position 13th, average home attendance 1,415, bit disappointing. I thought we could have had bigger crowds in some of them. Top scorer, George Walters, 22 goals. The board are pleased with the team achieved a mid-table position, A+. You could have been a lot better if we could have got players in and spent some of the money that we've got, although getting to where we are has affected the finances. It's cost us this season just to stay up. As long as we get established, we may get some of these players coming to us. The FA Cup, we reached the first round proper as the board expected. We beat Kidderminster Harriers in the preliminary round and lost 2-0 to Halifax, who are League 2. 2-0 away from home, so not bad. Board are pleased that the team reached the first round. No big money this season from games against Premier League clubs. FA Trophy, knocked out in the 4th round, and the expectation was to be competitive. The board are pleased the team reached the 4th round. A 3-2 win away to Scunthorpe, and then knocked out by Dartford on penalties. 2 away games, so we didn't get a chance to progress too far in that. A season to remember. Avenue were one of the competition's more unpredictable teams, enjoying an impressive spell of form between November and December that saw them rise to 12th, having sunk to the lowest 17th earlier in the campaign that ultimately ended them exceeding expectations. Moments to remember. These are the ones that the game has picked out. I've had to pick these out myself. We've already mentioned the game against Bolton, 5-1. Trusty, Walters 2 and Fielding 2. The match to remember was a 1-0 win against Newport. Don't know whether they came down from League 2, but it was a match to remember for some reason. And goal of the season was Hockney. This is one I marked out again early in the season, 6th of August. Home to Leyton Orient. Orkney provides a perfect finish to an excellent team move by scoring a well-struck effort from 23 metres. It was an equalising goal just after half-time, after they took the lead just before full-time. Trusty running down the left, squares it across Hockney straight away, right foot well outside the D, and great strike. Let's have a look at the finances then. The club's reputation's not changed. Of course it won't if you're just staying around in mid-table. Sponsorship deals, 2 new deals, nearly 40,000 a year. 90 grand we're getting in sponsorship. Broadcast revenue, 9,000. Corporate and hospitality is up, 13.4. Competition prize money is up, 15.72. That is wrong. Mind you, unless it's not recorded what happened last season because there was no season reviewing game. Match day and commercial retail, 177,000. Total merchandise sales, 13,000. We'll look at the finances before we leave this. We are down to under $500,000 now, after starting off at 700 and something. How you lined up? This is our best 11. Trevon Bryan, left back, yes. King, yes. Higby and Cull. Signing of the season, Russell would probably be in the back four at the expense of Cull or Higby. I always prefer Cull, but Higby came on this season. He didn't play too badly. The midfield, Trusty and Banks getting the nod on the right there. Henderson and Hockney, 2 attacking midfield players there. This is totally on average ratings. Berlin and Walters, yeah, definitely the 2 forwards, although Berlin and Walters both dropped off towards the end of the season. 23 goals for Walters, 12 for Berlin. But if we could get 2 strikers getting 20 goals a season, then that would be good. The accolades, fans player of the season, take Trusty with 6.9. Yeah, fans' favourite is Trusty. 30-year-old now, he's been with us a while. Young player of the season, George Walters. Signing of the season, Tim Russell. I disagree with that. I think Walters should have got that as well. Goal of the season we've seen, Alex Hockney. Top scorer, Walters, yeah. Most assists, Henderson, 10. That's the dilemma I've got between Hockney and Henderson. Highest average rating and most player of the matches, again, goes to Walters. Most passes completed per 90 minutes, Higby. So, yeah, he's really come on this season, playing a lot better than previous season. Record breakers, most league appearances by a player, 477. They are full appearances, if you include sub appearances. Over 500, definitely a legend. Most league goals by a player, Trusty has got 82 goals. So history in the making, hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end of season awards ceremony. Bradford Park Avenue came along better than anyone would have expected and carried that mid-season form all the way to the end. They owe everything to powering through the middle of the season. That really set them on their way. Manager timeline, the thing that's most disappointing in this, look at this, you can go right back throughout your career looking at all these things. After a storied career, Sam Fielding called it a day on an 18-year career. 543 appearances they make it. I made it 505. 543, I know he made 10 for York. 29 goals in total. There's different figures going on here. And Bradford completed the free signing of talented youngster Aaron Williams. So that's another signing. Let's have a look at these. We'll finish the season review then. The game against Man City and the cup run the previous season certainly led the way for us to make it a pretty comfortable season. So let's have a look at these latest transfers then. So on the 30th, which is the day after today, Alfie Pond, a 30-year-old defender. What did I say? I wasn't going to bother signing any older players. But he comes with a little bit of pedigree. He's a possible 3.5-star fringe player in his prime years. 6'3", jumping reach to 11 to 17, heading 9 to 13. An experienced player. If we look at his previous career, that's why I signed him. Yeah, last played for Burton in League One. Not too bad, 6.85 and 6.71 in League One. That's the reason I signed him. They signed him for 130,000. Pretty solid player, Alfie Pond. And the youngster, Aaron Williams, was one of the trialists, the best trialist, and a 5-star potential ability. He has signed for the under-18, 16-year-old. Certainly played well in the game against our under-18s. He's an attacking midfielder left although I believe he can play other positions as well. Yeah, he can play striker or the more defensive left winger. Exciting young prospect, and we've got him for 3 years. If his potential comes to fruition, he could be a brilliant signing for us. Before we go, let's have a look at the finances then, just to get some numbers on that. Last season, we lost nearly £250,000, £146,845. This season, we've got 101,000 in. What is that for? Is it sponsorships? Yep, sponsorships has brought in 103,000, so greatly received. Because we're established now as a National League team, we're getting some sponsorship money in. Let's just, before we go, have a quick look at the squad. Let's have a look at the contract info expiring. So Finney and Hinchy have non-contract. Alfie Pond has got a contract agreed. Look, there we go. He was on trial, so I could find out more about his attributes. He's got a year's contract at $375 a week. Butler's contract's up. He can go. Trusty's contract's up. That's something I need to look at. Adam Malachi, will keep him on as a non-contract. Depends on who we sign. Trevon Bryan, that's another one that I need to sort out pretty quickly. Can't remember whether I have had discussions with these guys. Straight after this, I'm going to get in there and sort all these contracts out. Finley McAllister, contract up. Don't know about him. Vicente can go. He's not played at all this season. Well, he's played 1 or 2 games. Very disappointing signing. He's been rotting away. Give him the odd game in the cup. See if he'd changed. Cull, yeah, we'd like to re-sign him. Berlin, we'd like to re-sign him. Dylan Colwell, possibly. And yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. There's 2 or 3 players in here that we'll look at extending. The rest of the players are under contract for at least a year. Probably bringing 3 or 4 players in, if we can get some decent players. Defensively, I've got to look at having 2 players for each position that are good players, because that's where we suffered a little bit. Having to play players that were not fully fit, and hence that had a bearing late on in the games in some of them, where we lost a narrow game. I'm feeling a bit more upbeat about this save. I always am. Close season, pre-season is my favourite. Then when you get into it and start losing, it's not as enjoyable. But we'll see how we go in this close season. Hope you've enjoyed this season review. If you've got any comments, please let me know. Once again, thanks so much for watching. This is Dave Dog for now. Goodbye.